What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Blanco. We back. It's another episode of the Keep It Authentic podcast hosted by Blanco, where we bring you the news from an unbiased view. What's good? What's good? How's everybody doing this morning, man? You know what I'm saying? As y'all can tell from the title of the video, man, we talking about Floyd Mayweather today. You dig? Floyd, you up on the menu, brother. You up on the menu, man. Hey, listen, man. Y'all know Floyd is known to flash money. He be all on Instagram, flashing money. He be all on the internet, talking about he done bought this, he done bought that. You know, he just purchased this, he just purchased that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's starting to come out that this man going broke. This man going broke, and he ain't got the money that he making us think he got. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, to Floyd's defense, right? You know what I'm saying? I gotta kind of like give him a little bit of leeway, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, you talking about a black man coming from Flint, Michigan, or whatever part of Michigan he coming from, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he probably ain't used to having much, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he done made a great life for himself, you know, by becoming a professional boxer and doing great in the sport and earning a lot of money. But y'all also got to understand, more money, more problems. Y'all remember when Biggie did that shit? Y'all remember the Biggie song, more money, more problems. You know what I'm saying? So look, the more money you get, the more problems you take on. You know what I'm saying? So it seems to me that Floyd, you know what I'm saying, and it's been reported, you know, and I'm not using it as an excuse or justification, but it's been reported that, you know, Floyd, you know, he's not the brightest bulb in the box. He's not the smartest, you know, kid in the class. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know what I'm getting at. But listen, I'm not going to let you use that as an excuse, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are, you know, illiterate in, you know, how to handle your money, then that's what you hire professionals for, bro. That's what they make accountants for. You know, so I feel like you could have hired you, or you should have hired you, a professional accountant, and every time you got paid, you know, a check or a fight or whatever it is you had going on, they should have been taking out the taxes on that money and paying it to the government, instead of just letting you spend, and ain't no taxes being paid. So let me break this down for y'all, right? So Floyd Mayweather, right? Essentially Floyd Mayweather, you know, he basically owns everything. You know what I'm saying? He does his own promotion, you know, he does his own marketing, all of that stuff, right? So it's not like, okay, he's being managed by somebody else, or he's under another promotional company, and, you know, he got to wait for them to pay him and all this and that. No, what it is that if Floyd Mayweather, he's essentially like an independent contractor in boxing. You know, and if you don't know what an independent contractor is, right? Like, I've done independent contractor work. So basically the way independent contracting works, right, is that, say for instance, you know, I'm a construction worker, right? I do home repairs or home remodeling, and you hire me as an independent contractor to come in and fix your roof. Okay, so essentially, say I charge you $10,000 to fix your roof. Okay, so once the roof is fixed and it's complete, you then pay me a check for $10,000. But now it is my responsibility, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that I take out the necessary deductions to pay the government what they're owed on that $10,000 that I just made. So essentially, usually independent contractors, they fill out a 1099 form at the end of the year. You know, like how everybody else, you know, they wait on their W-2s, and then when they get all the W-2s, they go file their taxes. Okay, with independent contractors, you get a 1099 form, and you have to fill out that form, and you have to, all the money that you've made, you know what I'm saying, you have to now go in and figure out the deductions so you can pay Uncle Sam what they're owed. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, oh, well, you know, I made, you know, $50,000 this month, you know what I'm saying? Or I made, you know, $100,000 this year, and, you know, the government ain't take the taxes out. No, they're not going to take the taxes out because it's your job to do it. So essentially that's what's going on with Floyd Mayweather. And this is the reason why he's in the position that he's in right now, because he was getting all these checks. He was getting these $100 million checks, these $130 million checks, these $200 million checks. You know what I'm saying? And he's just getting these checks, and he's going and spending the money. You know what I'm saying? And he's not, you know, taking out the deductions to see, you know, what he got to pay the government, and nobody else that's a part of his team, they're not doing it either. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, this, you can't really put all of this on Floyd Mayweather, because, you know, it's already been reported. Like, we know that, you know, Floyd Mayweather, he can't read and write that well. You know, that's been talked about years ago. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you can read and write well enough to know that you can't just collect $230 million for a fight and not have to pay any taxes on that. Like, you're not going to convince me that you're that stupid. I'm not going for that. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, you know, I think it's more of a situation where, you know, he's mishandling money, and then the people around him aren't really, you know, pulling him up and pulling his coattail and say, hey, look, Floyd, you can't just be spending money, bro. Like, you can't just keep going out here spending this and buying that. Like, we got to pay taxes on this money, bro. You got to pay taxes on this money. And if you don't, the government is going to come to get theirs, bro. They're not just going to let you go years and years without paying taxes and then just walk away from it like, oh, well, you know, he's illiterate. He can't read and write that well, so we'll forgive him. No, they're going to come to you and they're going to say, hey, listen, you're a professional boxer, bro. You make millions of dollars per fight. Why don't you have a professional accountant in place that every time you get paid for an event or every time you get paid for a match, that they're going in and they're deducting, you know, what taxes is supposed to come out. So like I said, you know what I'm saying? You know, I wish the best for Floyd. You know what I'm saying? But Floyd, it's looking real bad for you, man. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at some videos, right? And we're going to be basically, you know, looking into how Floyd got in this position. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen the flashy lifestyle. We've seen how you come into these boxing events, you know, you come into these matches, you got the flashy outfit on, you know, you got, you know, the celebrity rappers walking you down to the ring. You know what I'm saying? You on Instagram and all over the internet, flashing all the money that you got and the jewelry that you own and the cars that you own and the homes that you own and the trips to Dubai and all of that. Like, y'all remember not too long ago, right? Floyd was over in Dubai and they refused to let him out of the country because he owed money over there. And, you know, they would not let him leave the country of Dubai until he paid off that debt that he owed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, this is a repeated pattern of Floyd Mayweather. You got Jake Paul right now. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul, y'all remember when he fought Jake Paul? He fought Jake Paul, and I don't even remember that fight was what, last year, 2 years ago when he fought Jake Paul. I think it was last year. But Jake Paul is saying that he's never even been paid for that fight. Jake Paul has been on the internet and done numerous interviews where he said, Floyd, just pay me my money, bro. Pay me the money that you owe me. Now, the last interview I seen with Jake Paul, I think it was with I think Michael Blackson. He was doing an interview with Michael Blackson. And Michael Blackson asked him, how much does Floyd owe you? And he said between 2 and 3. Now, he didn't say whether that was 2 or 3 million, 200 or 300 million, you know what I'm saying? Or 200, 300,000. He just said between 2 and 3. So let's just assume that you owe this man 300,000 for that fight. Why haven't you paid the man his 300,000 when you all over the internet flashing all this money and making us believe that, you know, you got it like that? You know what I'm saying? You went on the internet not too long ago. You was in New York, Manhattan, New York. You was telling us that you just purchased 62 apartment buildings. You know what I'm saying? Then it comes out the people that's connected to this property, they come out and say, you know, they don't know what you're talking about. There's no record of the property even being listed for sale. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I just want to show y'all the things that people do. And Floyd Mayweather is not the only person guilty of this, bro. You have rappers, entertainers, all types of celebrities that do this shit all the time. They get on the internet, they show you this expensive jewelry, which, you know, a lot of y'all don't understand that jewelry ain't even worth nothing for real. A lot of that shit is moissanite, you know what I'm saying, and all that shit, you know, and they tell you, oh yeah, I paid $2 million for this watch, when actually they only paid probably 40,000 for it. You know what I'm saying? But once again, you know, there's not a lot of people in the world, right, that know the jewelry game and know how it works. You know what I'm saying? But those of us that do know, we're smart enough and we're able to figure it out. We're able to say, okay, listen, bro, you know what I'm saying? You talking about you paid $2 million for that watch. I can go get that same watch right now from my jeweler for 50,000. Like, cut it out. Cut the bullshit out, bro. Stop the cap. You know, Rick Ross is known for it. You remember what's the white guy that does you know, he reviews watches, right? He had Rick Ross on his show a couple times talking about this fake watch that Rick Ross claimed he paid all this money for. You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro, celebrities do this shit all the time. Rappers are notorious for it. You know what I'm saying? Just like not too long ago, DJ Academics and a few other people was going around and they was talking about how, you know, there's no money in battle rap. Battle rappers, they get on, you know, they get on stage, they get on TV, and they make y'all think, or they make us think that they got all this money. And they really don't, bro. I'm telling you they don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that there's no money in battle rap, but it's damn sure not the money that they telling y'all that they getting. You know what I'm saying? Them battle rappers, they not getting the money that they telling y'all they getting. A lot of that jewelry that they be wearing, that should be moissanite, that should be fake, that should be middle of the mall jewelry, or motherfucking goldstar.com, or whatever the other these little websites that you can go buy this motherfucking jewelry from. That's what that shit be. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just want people to understand that, you know, listen, you can fake it till you make it, but you can only do that for so long before people are going to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what happens is that, okay, we see the lifestyle that you live, but then eventually the money runs out. So look, y'all think that Floyd Mayweather, you know, is taking all of these exhibition fights when he's retired? Y'all think he taking these fights just because he loves the culture of boxing? Absolutely not. Floyd is taking these fights because he needs the money. Bottom line. And Floyd, that's all we asking of you, bro. All we asking of you is to keep it real with us, bro. Keep it real with us, bro. Floyd, you are probably most of ours. You are probably most of ours favorite all-time boxer, bro. I'm not going to say everybody. You know, you was definitely my favorite all-time boxer. You know what I'm saying? Because you got in that ring, you handled business, and you put on the show while doing it. You know what I'm saying? But like all of this capping for the internet, bro, and trying to make yourself out to be something that you're not, I don't respect that. I don't respect that, bro. So like, listen, Floyd, the only thing I'm asking of you, I don't know what the world is asking of you. The only thing I'm asking of you, bro, just keep it real. You know, keep it real. You know, if you need the money, just say you need the money, bro. I get it, you know, you don't want people in your personal business, but it's too late. It's out there. It's public information, bro. You know, we know that you made a deal with the government back in 2024. Was it February 2024? You made a deal with the government. You paid them 18 million and some change. You know what I'm saying? And according to some reports, you still owe them another 18 million. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different fighters saying that they not being paid their money. You got Jake Paul saying you ain't paid him for the fight. You got an upcoming fight with Mike Tyson, a 60-year-old man. Money. And if y'all can't see that, then y'all not paying attention. It's about the money, bro. Of course, Mike Tyson versus Floyd Money Mayweather. Two of the greatest boxers in boxing history going up against each other. That's going to draw in a lot of money. And Floyd know that's going to draw in a lot of money. That's why he took that fight. Mike ain't got nothing to prove to nobody, and neither does Floyd. That's all about the money. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, I ain't going to talk y'all to death, man. We going to get into this content. Like I said, man, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, run that hype up, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Share the video, subscribe to the channel, support the channel if you would like so. Without further ado, let's get into the content, man.
Just another ordinary day, chilling in an EWB Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg room. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5", some days 5'9", but it is what it is. Chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller in Manila, Ali versus Frazier documentary. Come check it out. Up top, every planet. In the bag was crazy. NBA YoungBoy, see all this? It's on its way to you. Let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna stop right there for a minute. We're gonna stop.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, limited.
We're gonna stop right there because see, you see what I'm saying? Now you see he's sitting in a Rolls Royce, a EWB, what he called it, extended wheelbase, because I need the leg room. Floyd, cut that bullshit out, bro. You every bit of 6'5", 5'7", bro. You don't need no motherfucking leg room. A motherfucking Toyota 4Runner got enough leg room for your little short ass. Cut it out, Floyd. You know what I'm saying? You know, he watching the Thriller in Manila documentary. You know, got 2 briefcases full of money open. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, hey, NBA YoungBoy, you see all this? It's on its way to you. Okay, listen, Floyd. Floyd, look, I don't have a problem with you looking out for people, bro, and all that. You know, I commend you for that. But like, bro, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. And it's clear that you ain't got it to be given away like that. But we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on going. We just watch all the flexing that he do.
Edition AP, all factory. 1.8 million right here. The $20 bills section. We like to call this the Andrew Jackson.
Okay, listen. Look, hold on. Look, in this video, right? He talking about he got the AP on. You know, and we all know APs cost a grip. You know, they ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? Talking about he got 1.8 million. You know what I'm saying? On the table. Okay, you got 1.8 million on the table right there. You bragging about, you know, you got a section just for the $20 bills. But you can't pay Jake Paul the money that you owe him for the fight that y'all had. Come on, Floyd. Like, what's going on, man? What's going on, Floyd? But let's keep going.
Jackson section, but I like to call it wallpaper. 200,000 in 20s. I heard in the song you can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. Well, it's the biggest Chanel bag in the world. I got this bag from Karl Lagerfeld. R.I.P. May he rest in peace. Money getting motherfucker like myself, always showing out, always talking shit. Like 1.8 million, you know how it is. Check it out. Let them know it's all hundreds. Money made all motherfucking day.
Okay, now listen, bro. Listen. Y'all heard what he said. You know, a money getting motherfucker like myself like to show off, talk shit. Okay, listen. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But the problem with that is that when you do all the showing off and you do all the flexing, and then shit like this comes up where you owe people money, you're not paying people for their services, you owe the government money, you being trapped in Dubai because they not letting you out the country because you owe them money. Like, no, bro. Like, all this flexing you doing is for nothing, bro. Because now you being exposed. You know, so all of the flexing that you did before this, bro, none of that shit matters to us now. Because it's coming out now that you ain't got it, bro. You broke. You broke, Floyd. That's why you in retirement, still coming out to fight old, washed up, you know, retired boxers. You know what I'm saying? You taking all these exhibition fights, and these exhibition fights, bro, they nobodies. You know, oh, Jake Paul, you know, I mean, as far as the boxing community is concerned, bro, Jake Paul is not an elite fighter. You know, how many fights has Jake Paul had? Maybe what? Less, I don't even think, I think he's got less than 20 fights. You know what I'm saying? You know, Mike Tyson is probably the most notable name that you're getting ready to fight since you've been retired, bro. So, like, all this flexing you doing, bro, that shit is irrelevant, bro. You're broke. But let's keep going.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there.
So look, he talking about he holding a light million. This woman over here, she counting up another million. Okay, so you got all these millions, bro, so why can't you pay the money that you owe? Why don't you answer that question? Stop getting on the internet and showing us what the fuck you got. Get on the internet and tell us why the fuck you can't pay the government the money that you owe. Get on the internet and tell us why you can't pay these fighters that fight underneath you. Get on the internet and tell us why the fuck you ain't paid Jake Paul his money for that fight. I don't want to hear all this motherfucking shit about what you got, bro. Because a lot of this shit is bullshit. This shit is a facade, bro. You're broke. You're broke. And you know you broke, bro. But yet you want to continue to get on the internet and make us think that you got it. You ain't got it, Floyd. Pay these people their motherfucking money. Stop doing all this flexing.
With me, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20. Benjamin Franklin right here. You know, money made all day. We in the bank. Doing what we do best. Counting money.
So, look, this motherfucker, he's smart enough to know that Andrew Jackson is on the $20 bill and Benjamin Franklin is on the 100. Motherfucker, that's something that a 5-year-old would know. We don't care about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you smart enough to know who the fuck is, what president is on the bills, then why aren't you smart enough to pay the taxes on the money that you get paid? Why aren't you smart enough to know how to pay these fighters the money that you owe them? Like, this is bullshit, bro, and you make the black community look bad. And I hate to say this about you, bro, but you make the black community look bad, bro. You are a prime example of why they say you shouldn't put a black person in power. Because it's people like you that get that little power and y'all take advantage of it and y'all make people think that they so much beneath you because you got so much shit that they don't got. Nigga, you broke. And I done lost a lot of respect for you because of this situation that you in right now. Because you doing all this flexing and flossing and you just a disgrace to the black race, bro. You a disgrace to the black community. You know what I'm saying? You owe people money, but you won't pay these people their money. You keep giving excuse after excuse. Oh, the money's on the way, it takes some time. No, you ain't got the money to pay them. Just be honest with these people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. Like, this shit don't make no sense, bro. This shit don't make no goddamn sense. The way you do this type of shit, bro. And then you sit back and, you know what I'm saying? You constantly on the internet trying to get us to believe that you got it. Yeah, I'm buying APs and all this and that. And then talking about you just bought 62 apartment buildings. And listen, that video is coming up. That video is coming up. Y'all gonna get a chance to see how, you know how manipulative Floyd Money Mayweather is. Because in that video, right, he says that, oh, I just purchased 62 buildings. Then he says, oh, well, it's not quite 62, but it's a few of them. You know what I'm saying? And he goes on to say that he purchased these properties by himself with no partners. Then it comes out after he put that post online, you know, that the people that's connected to that property, they said that they didn't even have a record of the property even being listed for sale, let alone that the property has not changed hands. So, Floyd Mayweather, you just basically got on the internet and told us a bold-faced motherfucking lie. That's what the fuck you need to do, Floyd. Stop the bullshit and get your ass some motherfucking help. Because this shit is starting to get out of hand, bro. This shit is starting to get out of hand. I swear for God, the next time I see you on the internet flossing and flexing about what the fuck you done bought and what the hell you done got, I'ma fire your ass the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is crazy. But let's keep going.
I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
I'm disappointed. I really am disappointed. The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you two checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, y'all remember I was explaining this to y'all earlier about the independent contractor situation. Excuse me. So y'all heard what Shannon Sharp just said. He said, essentially, Floyd is like an independent contractor. So when you do a fight and they pay you $230 million for that fight, they either gonna cut you two checks to equal out the $230 million, or they just gonna cut you one big check for $230 million. But it is your responsibility to take out the federal, the state, and whatever other deductions that you're supposed to take out. That's your job to do it. Just because you got a check for $230 million don't mean you can go out and spend it. But let's keep going.
Deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service. Floyd, you made $230, and I get it, Skip. I can just imagine getting a check for $230 million. Like, hold on. I ain't see
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. We gonna get.
Listen, all this little fake ass sighing and this, crocodile tears you doing, we don't want to talk about that. Of course you don't want to talk about it. Because you don't want the world to know that you broke for real. You don't want the world to see that your reputation is tarnished, bro. Because all of this shit that you did in front of the cameras, bro, we now see that shit as null and void. We don't care. You owe people money, bro. That's not real to me. That's not stand-up shit to me, bro. So I don't care nothing about all this. I don't want to talk about that. We gonna get through this. No, I don't want to hear none of that. Floyd. Let's continue.
Get through this.
Floyd Mayweather was once considered untouchable, the greatest ever. 50 victories, no defeats, billions earned, and a brand built on flawless dominance. But today, that empire appears to be showing cracks. With tax controversies, unpaid fighters, questionable crypto ventures, and now a supposed $42 million Manhattan real estate deal that may not even be real, Mayweather seems less like the undefeated king of boxing and more like someone chasing illusions. His upcoming bout with Mike Tyson now feels less like another exhibition and more like a final attempt to secure millions before the spotlight fades.
That's exactly what the fuck this is, bro. This is about money. Nothing more, nothing less. This man is broke. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he completely flat broke. I believe he still got a little money. You know what I'm saying? But all these millions and billions that he been trying to tell us about, he ain't got that. He ain't got that. Let's keep going.
Let's take a closer look. Earlier this year, Mayweather grabbed headlines by announcing what he described as the biggest deal of his life. Not a fight or an endorsement, but a $42 million real estate investment in Manhattan. 62 apartment buildings, rent-regulated units, the full portfolio. He proudly presented himself as a business mogul, not just a boxer.
Real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
But here's the issue. Property records indicate that no ownership transfer ever took place.
Okay, you heard what that? You heard what he just said, right? Okay, so property records show that there is no new ownership that has ever took place. So Floyd, my question is, why would you get on the internet and put that online and expect us not to figure out what the truth is? Matter of fact, fuck us figuring out what the truth is. You didn't think the people that owned that property or the people that was connected to that property, you didn't think that them people was going to see that post and be like, hold up, wait a minute, what the hell's going on? Like, ain't nobody tell me that this property was for sale. Let me make a few phone calls and see what's going on. And then they get on the phone with their people and they conversate with each other and they say, man, listen, Floyd don't know what the fuck he talking about. He just told them people a goddamn lie. He ain't bought shit. Floyd. Let's continue.
Business Insider reported that none of the buildings Mayweather claimed to buy are listed under his name. Meanwhile, the nonprofit organization connected to the properties, NYC Housing Partnership, stated that they were never informed of any pending sale.
Okay, so the people connected, they was called NYC Housing Corporation or whatever. Okay, these were the people that was connected to this property. So these are the people that came out and said, listen, we never even knew that this property was for sale. So how the hell did he buy something that we didn't even have for sale? You know what I'm saying? So like, this is what I'm saying, Floyd, you gotta stop this capping shit, bro. Like, listen, bro, I don't think that anybody's gonna love you anymore or love you any less because you bought some apartment buildings. So I don't understand your reasoning for getting on the internet and lying like that. But let's keep going.
And I'm pointing like this because all of them, we're in New York City right now.
Yeah, all this shit is cap. And I remember when he made this post because I watched it. All this shit cap.
All this money made.
All that shit belong to NYC Housing Corporation. That shit don't belong to me.
I'm just getting started.
Even more concerning, Mayweather's own team couldn't keep their story consistent. When asked for proof, his real estate firm sent a man claiming to be James McNair, one of Floyd's longtime business partners. But his voice didn't match McNair's real voice.
Hold the fuck up. Wait the fuck up. So you telling me when people asked you for proof of these buildings that you just said that you bought, you sent a motherfucker to pose as your old real estate agent, but the goddamn voice didn't match up? Floyd, what the fuck is going on with you, man? Floyd, you need counseling? You need therapy, bro? You done took a little too many punches to the motherfucking head. Because you delusional, bro. Like a motherfucker asks you for proof and you send a motherfucker to pose as your real estate agent, but the people that you sent them to, they know who your they know this guy. They've talked to him already, so they kind of know what his voice sounds like. So when this motherfucker came, they like, nah, the voice don't match up. Floyd, you need to cut this shit the fuck out, bro. Let's keep going.
That's highly suspicious.
Tyson.
Yes,
but what's so disappointing with me, Skip? Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence.
Exactly. That's why I'm so disappointed. That's why I lost respect for you, bro. Because you constantly on the internet flossing like you got it like that. So if you got it, bro, why can't you pay these people? Why are these people still crying about their money? Let's keep going.
You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks up in front of you. You got Bugattis and Enzo Ferraris and private jets and yacht and you big balling. And you won't cut these people their money? Now, Skip, I believe that he would have taken this fight anyway. It's hard to turn down $200, $300 million, Skip. But it looks to me that a major driving force between him, because I always thought it was Conor that wanted the fight. He wanted the big payday.
Yep.
But deep down, Floyd needed this payday because he got to settle a score. And let me tell you how the IRS works, Skip.
Do you have experience?
I have.
The entire situation smells of smoke and mirrors. Was this deal legitimate or just another Mayweather PR stunt to flaunt wealth he may not actually possess? Either way, it's a bad look for a man whose brand was built on money. The shine is fading.
Listen, bro. You heard what he just said? He said it's a bad look for a man whose brand was built on money. Your whole entire brand, bro, was built on money. Your name, Floyd Money Mayweather. Your brand, the money team. You know, y'all remember back in the day, he even had Ray J out here thinking that he was a part of the money team. Y'all remember that shit? When Ray J was all on the motherfucking internet talking about, oh yeah, I'm with the money team. We got this and we riding around in this. Nigga, you ain't got nothing. Ray J, you broke too. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfucking little Raycon earbuds that you selling, bro, that shit ain't really making you no money for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, bro, this shit is a disease. You know, this shit is a disease. You know, this is what I'm saying, bro. Some people, you just can't put them in position because they don't know how to handle it. And then when the pressure gets too much for them, you know what I'm saying, they start to fold, they start to crack. And then the truth gets exposed. You know what I'm saying? So like I said before, Floyd, and I'm going to continue to say this, bro. Listen, you can bounce back from this. But if you continue going on the internet, flossing and flexing like you got it, bro, it's over for you. Because it's already put out there, bro. You ain't got it like that. You ain't got it like that. Listen, bro. You can't floss and flex your success and then have people come out and say, hey, yeah, he ain't paid me for this. He ain't paid me for that. You know what I'm saying? The IRS say you owe them money. You know what I'm saying? Then you lying about buying shit that you don't own. You know what I'm saying? And all this type of shit, right? You can't floss success to me because that's not success, bro. Successful people don't do this type of shit. Successful people, they make sure their taxes is paid. Successful people that, you know, they hire to do work for them, or people that work for them, they pay these people what they supposed to be paid. That's what successful people do. So like I'm saying, bro, like, Floyd, I done lost a lot of respect for you behind this situation. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I give you a chance to earn that respect back. But you're going to have to clean it up, bro. You're going to have to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because like at this point, bro, every time you go on the internet flexing, you're going to have to show proof. Every watch you show me, I want to see the receipt. I want to see that you bought that watch. You bought and paid for it. Because how do we know now with all this shit that you got going on, you might still owe a lot of these motherfucking jewelers. And I wouldn't be surprised if jewelers don't start coming out and say, yeah, he owe me this for this watch. He owe me this for that chain. Car dealerships coming out. Oh, yeah, he owe me this much for that Bugatti he bought. He didn't pay it off. He still owe me this. Floyd, you got to get it together, bro. You got to do better. You got to do better, bro. But let's keep going with the content.
Why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game. I said, okay. I said, you know, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions.
Who gives a fuck about what you making for an exhibition, bro? I don't give a fuck if you making 20 million, 30 million, or 100 million. If you making all this money for an exhibition fight and other fighters aren't making as much money for professional bouts, then why can't you pay the people that you owe money to? That's my question, bro. I don't give a fuck about how much money you make. I want to know why you can't pay the people that you owe.
So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed $35 million when I'm doing exhibitions?
But this isn't the first time. Mayweather's finances have come under scrutiny. Remember the IRS drama? In 2017, just before his fight with Conor McGregor, Floyd pleaded with the government for extra time to settle his taxes. The same man who flaunts stacks of cash on Instagram.
Exactly my fucking point. Once again, you floss all this money on Instagram. Oh, here's $1 million here. Here's 1.8 here. We counting up another 2 million over here. Okay, if you got the money, then why is it that when the government come and say, hey, Floyd, you owe us this, you begging these people, oh, I need more time to pay it. Why the fuck you need more time to pay it? You was just on Instagram yesterday flossing $1 million. So you telling me you need more time? So why do you need the time? Because you need to find out a way to come up with the money? Floyd. Floyd, you gotta do better, bro. You gotta do better, Floyd. Let's keep going, man.
Couldn't pay his own bills.
People around him, how do the lawyers that I'm sure that he employs, the financial people that are probably running his life, telling him to stop spending $1 million a day, how do they not deal with his taxes?
Well, listen, he apparently had a tough time reading the thing, as they say. Like he didn't know what he couldn't read, like
that's BS.
Something.
That is
that
BS.
Exactly. Something
Time
like
out.
that.
He is paying. I'm sure he's got a litany of people in his world.
I happen to agree.
Financial management people.
You think so?
You know, how long before he's suing somebody for mismanagement of funds? You know that's happening.
You'd certainly think so.
Hey, listen, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all heard what he just said? How long is it gonna be before he comes out and tries to sue somebody for mismanaging his money? I believe that's gonna be his next move. If he can't get himself out of this debt, I believe that's gonna be his next move. He's going to come out and say he's suing somebody, or he's suing his accountant, or whoever it is that handles his finances. He's going to come out and say, I'm suing them because they mishandled my money. They wasn't making sure my taxes was being paid, and blah, blah, blah. They not cutting checks to people that I owe money to, and all this and that. Bro, Floyd, listen. You have built your brand. Your entire brand, bro, was built off of money. So at the end of the day, right, it's your responsibility to make sure the people that you got around you, the people that you hire and put in position to handle certain things, it is your responsibility to stay on their ass and make sure that they doing their job the way it's supposed to be done. When you work for a Fortune 500 company, or when you go to work for somebody, right? I don't give a fuck if it's McDonald's, if it's Walmart, or if it's goddamn Apple. When you walk into work, you have a boss. And your boss is watching what the fuck you doing. So like, let's use an example real quick, right? Okay, let's just say, for instance, you know, I run a Fortune 500, you know, company, right? And then I hire a bunch of people to work for me. Okay, the people that I hire, right? You know, everybody's not going to have the same position. There's going to be certain people that get hired that they're just going to be regular, you know, employees. Like y'all might be the ones that take all the calls and place all the orders and whoop-de-whoop, things of that nature, right? Then I got another group of people, you know, who are supervisors. And basically their job is to handle the things that the people that's underneath of them can't handle. You know what I'm saying? So meaning that, okay, you got this group of employees that are basically just like regular employees. Then you got the supervisors who are above them. And their job is to make sure that the people below them are doing their job the way it's supposed to be done. But then the supervisors got to answer to somebody too. You know, but ultimately, the boss, which is me, everybody has to answer to me. So essentially, right, if there's people in my company that are not doing their job the way it's supposed to be done, and it's now causing me financial difficulty and financial stress, then I have to now go sit them people down and say, hey, listen, what's going on? Talk to me. Yeah, I mean, you having a hard time, doing your job? Do I need to put somebody else in this position? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just let shit like this continue to happen until it becomes, unbearable, and now you want to sue. Like, you can't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you should have nipped this shit in the bud a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to continue with the content, man.
By the way, they announced, I'll get your calls in a second, they did announce the pricing for Mayweather-McGregor. $100 for high def, $90 for standard def. So there you go. So it's exactly what the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight was. $100.
And it wasn't a one-off. Mayweather has faced multiple tax liens over the years, each time showing the same pattern: flashy lifestyle, dubious accounting, and a scramble for quick cash. That's why many are skeptical about this Tyson fight. Is Floyd doing it for sport, or just chasing another payday? And let's not forget the Logan Paul situation. In 2021, Floyd faced Logan Paul in an exhibition bout. The fight was more spectacle than sport, but the real controversy erupted afterward, with Logan claiming he was never fully paid.
Pay you to lose? What happened?
No, he didn't pay me
at all.
He didn't pay me. I think I won that fight. I think I won. He didn't knock out a YouTuber in 8 rounds.
Floyd's my homie. He's a cool dude.
Fucking tell him to pay me, bro.
How much you owe you?
Probably between 2 and 3.
For months.
Hold on. You heard what Logan Paul just said? Look, now this is the interview I was quoting y'all earlier. Remember I said that, he did an interview with Michael Blackson. This is that interview right here. You see what Michael Blackson said? How much he owe you, bro? He said between 2 and 3. Floyd, pay that man his money, bro.
Logan went public with his claims, even threatening legal action. On a podcast, he called out Floyd directly, saying, "He owes me money. Pay me, Floyd."
Thank you. Yeah, it's honestly bullshit. Like having people who aren't a professional promotional company control where the money goes is like, we made that mistake. But, it's Floyd Mayweather, so before we fought him, we kind of were willing to do whatever, and now after the fact, we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Because he's...
Exactly, man. So listen, right? I don't fault Logan Paul for feeling like this, because listen, if you offered me a fight, right, and you offer me, let's just say you offer me $100 million to fight Floyd Mayweather. Okay, listen, for $100 million, I'm gonna take the fight, no questions asked, because it's Floyd Mayweather. I'm not going into the fight thinking that, okay, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to fight this man, and he's not going to pay me my money. Like, I don't believe that anybody who has fought Floyd, thought like that until he started this type of behavior. So, like, I don't fault Logan Paul for saying, hey, listen, I took the fight because I thought, hey, it's Floyd Mayweather. I thought it was all good, but now I'm shooting myself in the foot because I took this motherfucking fight and I ain't even been paid yet. But let's keep going.
Scumbag. But now that we know that, and everyone else who fights Floyd should know that, like, don't let him control the money.
Would you ever fight him again under any circumstances?
No, he wanted to. He reached out. And,
yeah.
But, like,
no?
Yeah.
What about double or nothing?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. So they asked him if he would ever fight Floyd again. And he said Floyd reached out to him. But, okay, I feel the same way. Why would I fight you again when you haven't even paid me for the first fight? No, I'm not finna double up the bag. So now you owe me double what you owed me the first time, and you ain't paying me none of it. No, I'm not fighting your ass again until you pay me what you owe me for the first fight. Let's keep going.
Yeah. I already got nothing, bro. So
Can we get a photo? Sorry, girl.
It was fun though? Cool. Yeah, of course.
So you're gonna change the way you do business when it comes to boxing now, man.
Yeah. Me and my brother.
Thank you.
Sure, of course. Yeah. I gotta go, y'all, but.
Thank you so much.
You had fun doing it though? Oh yeah.
I think we're done,
Most
guys.
fun of my life, dude.
Think about that. The so-called Money Mayweather, the man who boasts about cashing 9-figure checks, couldn't or wouldn't pay a YouTuber who essentially gave him one of the easiest nights of his career.
Shit in the ring I'd never seen before. Yo, one time I was like hunkered over and I was like by his hip and he kind of had me in a headlock. Motherfucker opens his glove and puts his hand over my mouth.
Stop you breathing.
So I couldn't breathe.
Okay, listen. Logan Paul, you funny as hell for that, bro. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna sit here and tell y'all that I believe that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that Logan is lying. But like, you know, throughout my time of watching Floyd Mayweather, and like I said, I've been watching Floyd Mayweather since he was a young fighter. You know what I'm saying? So throughout his career, I've never really heard any incidents of Floyd using dirty tactics in fights. You know, you got some fighters that, you know, they put concrete in a hand wrap to make their punches heavier. You know, it's all kinds of shit that boxers do. But I've never ever known Floyd to use dirty tactics in fights. So in y'all fight, you know, it's kind of hard for me to believe. Now listen, we all know Logan Paul and his brother both. They known to do a lot of trolling. So this could just be Logan Paul trolling Floyd, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't believe that Floyd Mayweather purposely or intentionally, you know, opened up his glove to cover your mouth to stop you from breathing. You know what I'm saying? If he did do that, you know what I'm saying, it might have been a little bit of trolling, but I don't think, you know, he was intentionally trying to use dirty tactics in y'all fight. But let's keep going.
I'd never seen this before. And opposite side of the ref. He knew where the ref was. He knew to cover my mouth. Straight up in the middle of the fight, I'm like, and I get up and I'm like, what the fuck? I just missed 2 breaths. Fact. Smart boxer, you know, that's the guy who's been in the ring before. He's smart. He knows his way in and out. No, I got paid. I got paid. Just not in full. Like, there's a couple million somehow that is just missing. Where did the money go? Floyd said he could afford a Jeff Bezos-sized jet from the money he made from that fight. I ain't got no fucking jet. What the fuck, dude? I'm missing a couple mil. We're gonna.
So look, that's exactly my point, right? Okay, so you talking about Logan Paul. Logan Paul is a YouTuber that got into boxing. Okay, we all know Logan Paul does not have the type of money nor assets that Floyd Mayweather has or claims to have. We know this. So at the end of the day, right, what I'm saying is, okay, you're telling us that you got money to be able to go buy private jets and all this, you know, apartment buildings and $1 million homes and, you know, all this expensive jewelry and all these lavish expensive cars, but you can't pay a YouTuber the money that you owe him. And like they said, that fight was probably one of the easiest paydays that you've ever had in your career, bro. And you can't pay the man his money. So where is the money at, Floyd? Now, I remember when Logan Paul, you know, first came out with these claims, right? I remember Floyd did put out a response, and he just blatantly, I mean, I'm not going to say blatantly, he just basically said, you know, you know, when you transfer large amounts of money like this, sometimes it takes time. So he basically brushed it off as saying that, okay, I paid him his money. It's just taking some time for the money to get transferred into his account. Okay, hold on. Let's see when Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fought. Hold on, give me 1 second. We're gonna look this up. Hey Siri, when did Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fight?
Do you want me to use ChatGPT to answer?
Okay, because like I said, I remember.
Let's try
again. Hold on, y'all bear with me, bear with me here. We gonna get to it. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, so listen, Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought on June 6, 2021, bro. June 6, 2021 at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. So you fought this guy back in 2021, bro. We're in 2026 and this man is still complaining that he hasn't been paid in full for this fight. Floyd, it does not take 5, almost 6 years for money to transfer into somebody's account. So Floyd, once again, where is this man's money? But let's continue with the content.
Find it, bro. I'll see you in court. The audit's happening. Just like, mark my words, we're coming for you, Floyd.
If you're not paying fighters and getting called out by influencers, your legacy starts taking hits outside the ring.
Everybody in the crypto world is competing with one another, whereas I feel like everybody should be able to choose what they want to choose and go with who they want to go with. I think everybody should work together. And what I always did was I believed in myself. Before anybody else believed in me, I believed in myself.
Then there's the crypto drama. Mayweather has been linked to several questionable crypto projects. From Centrate to Ethereum Max, his name was attached to promotions that ended in lawsuits and accusations of defrauding fans.
What's going on? What's happening?
The SEC even fined him for failing to disclose payments for promoting ICOs. In simple terms, Floyd accepted money to hype up coins without revealing he was being paid. That's not a good look.
Getting celebrity endorsements.
Okay, listen, bro. Okay, look. Once again, Floyd Mayweather is not the only person guilty of this, because y'all remember the kick streamer Aiden Ross. He's involved in a lawsuit right now with Stake. You know what I'm saying? Because essentially him, Aiden Ross, and Drake, they were doing the exact same thing that Floyd is doing. You know, they were being paid by Stake which is a illegal online gambling site. You know what I'm saying? So they were basically being paid by Stake, and they were defrauding the people, you know, making the people think that they were using their own money to gamble, when essentially they was using the money that Stake was giving them to gamble with. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, right, that's against the law. You know, that is a crime, bro. You can't deceive people into thinking one thing to get them to buy into something or to get them to invest in something, and when it's not, you know, the truth. You know what I'm saying? So like I said earlier, Floyd is not the only person guilty of it. It's just that because he's such a popular, polarizing figure, you know, he's now the topic of conversation. You know what I'm saying? But he's not the only person doing this type of shit. There's a lot of people doing this type of shit. But let's keep going.
One was DJ Khaled, hilarious, and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he posted on his Instagram him taking this what do you call it? The Centra card?
Centra card.
The Centra card. And going and purchasing something with his Bitcoin at a store.
Yeah.
He did that knowing that it didn't work.
Floyd Mayweather doesn't know anything that's going on, really. So like what
we all know that.
Yeah.
The guy can't read,
Yeah.
How much did you guys pay him?
Like $1 million.
He took that knowing or not caring if it worked?
It was just not knowing, right? Like they didn't care. He does a million promotions like that. It was basically you speak to his manager. Yeah. He's like, this is Floyd's price. And you send the money over. Yeah. The manager makes his little cut from it, and he just says, what do you want me to say and what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Right? And you just basically give him his script.
For a man known for being smart with money, Floyd keeps landing in messy financial controversies. That brings us to the upcoming blockbuster, Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson in 2026.
Tyson, if there were some prearrangement for this fight, Tyson's animosity, well documented towards Floyd. Any chance that he's going in there and saying, "Hey, screw all, I don't care what agreement was made, if there was one at all, I want to kill this dude"?
Nah.
Oh, you know what? That's his daddy.
Floyd's gonna get a check. They're gonna get a check that's real huge because of their names.
That's his daddy.
So nobody's finna fuck.
On paper, the fight is historic. Two legends.
Hold on. Let's go back. Hold on. That is his daddy, right? I think that's his daddy. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's his dad.
Tyson, if there were some
I think that's his dad, Floyd Sr. He's an ugly
for this fight. Tyson's animosity, well documented towards Floyd. Any chance that he's going in there and saying, "Hey, screw all, I don't care what agreement was made, if there was one at all, I want to kill this dude"?
Nah. He's gonna get a check. Floyd's gonna get a check. They're gonna get a check that's real huge because of their names. So nobody's finna fuck.
On paper, the fight is historic. Two legends, two icons. But beneath the hype, it feels like desperation. Tyson is nearing 60. Floyd is almost 50. And neither has competed at an elite level in years. The money, however, is enormous. Netflix deals, sponsorships, side bets, merchandise. That's exactly why Floyd is participating. Not to prove anything in the ring or out of love for the sport, but to secure another massive paycheck and sustain the Mayweather lifestyle.
Fighting Floyd Mayweather, why the hell did he agree to fight you? That seems like a bad decision by him.
Well, listen, I was minding my business. I'm flying my birds, tending to my children, and he's the one, he came with the sign. His name was on the contract signed already. And he's talking really bad and nasty to me. So I was like, God damn. I thought we were friendly, talking great. He's all right.
That's got to be such a cool thing for boxing fans, though, Mike, to have two of the all-time legends in there. Are you excited just...
Hold up. Now, y'all heard what Mike said, right? Mike said Floyd sent the contract to him, and his name was already signed on the contract. Floyd done signed the contract and done sent it to Mike, and he talking shit to Mike. Like, yeah, Mike, nigga, look, you see, I signed the contract already, nigga. Get in here, I'm finna whoop your ass. Whoop-de-whoop, whatever the situation may be. Floyd, come on, Floyd. Floyd. Like, Floyd, you just digging your grave deeper and deeper, bro. Like, this shit got to stop, man. You got to stop doing shit like this, Floyd. It's okay, bro. It's okay to let us know that, hey, look, I ain't really got it like that. You know what I'm saying? I got to take care of some shit real quick. But once I get this shit together, we going to be back. You know what I'm saying? we going to be back on top of the game. Because listen, bro, I'm not sitting here saying that Floyd can't bounce back from this. I believe he can. But I believe that once he does bounce back from this, like, you're going to have to keep it all the way 100 with us, bro. You're going to have to be completely transparent about everything. Like all the flossing and flexing, bro, we don't care about that. Because we've already seen that and we know that you ain't got it like that. So like, bro, you just, you gotta take care of the situation. You gotta, you know, pay off whatever debts you owe. Get all your financial situations squared away. You know, maybe you need to look at your team and reevaluate your team and get rid of some people and put some other people in place that's going to do the job the right way. But you can bounce back from this, bro. But right now, all of the excuses and the trolling and all of this nonsense that you got going on, bro, this ain't it. But let's keep going.
To see the thing of that like it was with you and Roy?
Nah, man, we gonna get him, man. What you talking about? Stop talking crazy. Gonna kick his ass.
He doesn't know what he signed up for.
Yeah, I thought the exhibition. He's talking crazy.
So he's like, this is, but Mike, come on, man. He can't be doing anything to you. Like, that's a bad decision by him.
Hey, he made a good money.
Holyfield is training Tyson, and Tyson is motivated. Floyd, meanwhile, is playing the businessman. Fans are left wondering, does Floyd truly want this fight? Or is he just chasing the payday?
People will watch. And then at the end, bro, clip this. They're going to go, Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather was the lamest thing I've ever seen. I can't believe I actually tuned in. That's the last Tyson fight I will ever watch. No, it won't be. People have short-term.
Exactly. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The fight ain't even happened yet, and I think it's already the lamest shit ever. Who the hell wants to watch a damn near 60-year-old man that ain't fought at an elite level in years? Floyd approaching 50. He hasn't fought at an elite level in years. So like at the end of the day, bro, the only reason that this fight is even going to make any money, bro, on the pay-per-view side of things is because of the participants. It's Floyd Money Mayweather versus Iron Mike Tyson. Arguably two of the greatest names in the history of boxing. That's the sole factor right there. Nobody really gives a fuck about watching the fight. You know what I'm saying? People are only going to watch this fight, you know, and like I said, bro, I don't even think the pay-per-view it is that much. I think what they say, I think it's what, $80 or $90 for standard def and then $100 for high definition. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, like, I don't think, you know, the fight is going to make money based on people actually wanting to go and watch this fight. You know what I'm saying? People are going to go just because of who it is that's fighting. Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? This is like one for the history books. Unfortunately, we would have liked to see this, you know, when both of them was in their prime. But unfortunately, that could have never happened because when Floyd came into the game, Mike was already long gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once again, bro, I believe that this is a money grab. I believe this is another way for Floyd Mayweather to chase a bag, to try to get out of this financial deficit that he's in. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't really believe that Mike Tyson really needs the money. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you're going to offer me a nice bag to step into the ring and fight you, hey, I'll take the easy money. You know what I'm saying? I will take the easy money. I don't think Mike needs it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, hey, if it's queasy, it's quick and easy money. Who wouldn't take it? But let's keep going.
Memory. They're going to forget about the last Tyson fight they saw, even though we all know what he looked like. And they're going to watch Floyd versus
that. And that's precisely is why you need to do what you're going to do in life. Do you, dude. It doesn't matter. Do not live.
Here's the truth. Every move Floyd makes lately feels like a man trying to hang on. The real estate scandal, unpaid fighters, crypto schemes, endless exhibition bouts. It's no longer about greatness. It's about survival. Floyd once dictated boxing. Now he's chasing headlines, fighting retired legends and YouTubers, and hyping billion-dollar deals that don't exist. The aura of invincibility is gone, and fans are beginning to see through the smoke.
You had a big jet, 6 windows. Try 14.
Social media isn't kind to Floyd anymore. When the Manhattan deal was exposed, fans roasted him, buying buildings that don't exist. Money Mayweather suddenly became Funny Mayweather. When Logan Paul said he wasn't paid, the internet dragged Floyd, calling him broke and a scammer. And now, with the Tyson fight, half the fans are saying they don't want to see it. Just 2 old men cashing out.
In an exhibition
Exactly.
out in 2026.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, honestly, like, let's look at this from a realistic perspective, bro. Honestly, like if you a person that actually want to watch Mayweather and Tyson fight, drop it in the comments. Like, if you sincerely, wholeheartedly would actually buy a ticket to go watch this fight, drop it in the comments. Because I don't think people really care about this fight. You know, the only reason I'm even considering watching it is because it's Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. Listen, I can pretty much tell y'all how this is going to go. They're going to get in that ring and they're going to put on a show for people. Neither one of them is going to get knocked out. Neither one of them is going to get hurt. None of that. Okay, this is going to go down the same way that the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight went out. Remember, no, was it, who was it? Yeah. Was it Jake Paul, his brother? Yeah, I think it was his brother that fought Mike Tyson. It's going to go down the same way. It's going to go down the same way. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get in there. You know what I'm saying? They're going to dance around with each other. You know, hit each other with a few little punches. But eventually, the fight's going to go the distance. You know, it's probably going to end up a draw. You know what I'm saying? And people just going to be disappointed, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, if you honestly would pay to go see this fight, drop it in the comments. But let's keep going.
I don't know what to say anymore. This whole thing is a big sell, and it's an exhibition, and you're going to get hoodwinked again, and they're going to move around, and nobody's going to get hurt. And that's the state of boxing right now.
Didn't I just tell y'all that?
Now, you can reference, well, they've had bad blood in the past. Cool. One of them is 50 years old. He's 48, but we'll just say 50. Floyd is 50 years old. Mike Tyson is 60 years old. This isn't your normal 50 and 60-year-old. This is a very weathered, hard miles, 50 and 60-year-old fighting for your entertainment.
That's a long way from the days when Floyd versus Manny Pacquiao broke records and the world stopped to watch. Here's another perspective. Maybe it's not just about money. Maybe Floyd is addicted to being Floyd.
Canelo, just one, please.
Guys, we had to go. We don't.
Can you elaborate on why Crawford is better than Mayweather? It's just a little bit of detail.
Oh, he can switch. He's very smart guy.
Think about it. For decades, he was the center of the boxing world, and every move he made was front-page news. But now, the idea sport has moved on. Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford, and Gervonta Davis are the ones dominating boxing today.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
So maybe Floyd isn't just chasing paychecks. Maybe he's chasing relevance. And that might be even sadder. Of course, there's always a chance this fight with Tyson shocks the world. If Floyd somehow outboxes Tyson and the bout delivers fireworks, maybe people give him credit again. But even then, it's temporary. Everyone knows Tyson is nearing 60, and this isn't prime Floyd. At best, the Tyson fight gives him another headline. At worst, it ends badly. If Tyson actually hurts Floyd, his whole brand, 50-0, untouchable, could crumble in an instant. So, where does that leave Floyd Mayweather's legacy? He's still 50-0, still one of the best defensive fighters ever, and still the man who made more money in boxing than anyone in history.
Dollars.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
What do you do with all this money?
You know, cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
But outside the ring, his legacy is getting messy. Tax issues, lawsuits, scams, and questionable business deals. His name once stood for perfection. Now it's linked to controversy.
$100 million for Floyd. The reports are 130. First off, he's never gotten $100 million for a fight, and not even remotely close. But there's reports of 130.
Wow.
There's reports online that Floyd's a billionaire. There's reports that he was the highest paid athlete in this year and this year, and over Cristiano Ronaldo.
You think it's bullshit?
I know it is. And there's public companies they do business with. HBO would be one of them. Find an executive to back the claim. It's never happened, and it won't be.
And how do you know it's?
Okay, so y'all know who that is, right? That's Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, he was in the UFC. I don't know if he's still in there, but he was a UFC fighter, right? So what he's saying is that, you know, all of these millions that Floyd telling you he getting for these fights, Chael Sonnen is saying that's bullshit. Find one of the people that's partnered with him, like HBO. Find anybody that can back the claim that, you know, you being paid this type of money. Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hello. Sorry about that, y'all. That was a phone call I had to take, but hopefully they'll call back because I missed it. But anyway, right, like I was saying, you know, Chael Sonnen, he's basically putting it out there. He's saying, listen, find somebody that can back this claim because I don't believe it. It ain't never happened, and it probably never will. You know, so once again, Floyd, listen, every time somebody asks you for some proof, you can't prove nothing. So why should we believe anything that you say? But let's keep going with the content. We almost done, man.
He makes very good, because I know the fight business.
That's why many are saying it might be over for Floyd Mayweather, not because he lost in the ring, but because he's losing the battle for respect outside of it. So here's the question. Is this really the end for Floyd? Has money lost its power? Or does he still have one last trick with the Tyson fight? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Floyd is broke? Will the Tyson fight save him or bury him for good? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
Okay. All right. So like I was saying, right, and like the video said, listen, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, listen,
They don't want you to know about it.
Hey,
My bad. Do y'all believe Floyd Mayweather is truly broke? Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. I don't think he is completely broke. No. However, I do believe that he is facing some financial hardships, and it is becoming very difficult for him to get out of it because he has this addiction of making himself look like he is something that he's not. Floyd has this addiction to making people believe that, you know, he has all of this money that he doesn't have, you know, and, you know, he's addicted to living this flashy, extravagant lifestyle. And unfortunately, bro, you just don't make enough money to be able to spend it the way that you're spending it. So the bottom line for me is that, Floyd, listen, I believe you need to take a step back. You need to reevaluate your team. You need to make some drastic changes. And you need to get some financial literacy counseling. You need to be counseled on how to spend your money wisely. You know what I'm saying? So you, like I said, I believe you can bounce back from this. But right now, I just believe you're digging a deeper and deeper hole for yourself. And if you continue on this path, it may be impossible for you to bounce back. Right now, your legacy is crumbling beneath you. You know, if you don't start repairing the foundation, bro, everything is going to sink. You know, so with that being said, man, I hope y'all liked the video. Please make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, man, we out of here.